Hey everybody, Al, Modern Day Warrior Channel, back with another video. Today we're going to discuss the anniversary of Permanent Waves, released on January 14th, 1980, which makes it 41 years ago today. We're going to talk a little bit about the album. I'm just going to show off a few pressings of the album that I have, just kind of talk about what it means to me, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video, and let's get to it. Happy birthday, Permanent Waves. So, I got a few pressings of it, CD, vinyl, and we'll show off like the original CDs first. This is the original US version on Mercury Records. As you can see, it's got the newspaper whited out. Dewey Defeats Truman, which was a controversial thing at the time when it was released. I guess the United States still kind of was a little touchy on the subject. The paper actually, I can't remember which paper it was, but I think they were a little touchy on it, so they had to white it out in the U.S. version. But I do have the Anthem Records Canadian version, and as you can see, Dewey Defeats Truman is on there, on the newspaper title. So yeah, this is the Anthem Canadian version CD. If you want to look at the actual face of the CD, it looks like that. Got the Anthem Records logo on there, and the US version. Got the Mercury logo there. Getting into the Sectors version box set. I got the Sector 2 box set, which was Permanent Waves was a part of. Open it up here. Permanent Waves was one of them. Comes out of a slipcase. You got that. Just a little mini vinyl replica cover with the CD inside. That's the Sector 2 box set. There was 3 Sector box sets, 1, 2, and 3. And Sector 2 was A Farewell to Kings through Exit Stage Left. Then we got the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, the 24 karat gold version of it. Kind of cool little gatefold. Shows the pictures off of the guys. This is the CD version. Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. Mine was number 2568. 2568. I don't remember. I may have been limited to 5,000 pressings of the CD. Take that out and just got the Mobile Fidelity. It comes in a nice. It's got the booklet of the album, and then you got the 24 karat gold plated CD, and the Mobile Fidelity there, gold. That's that one. I collected all the Rush Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab CDs through the years. They only released 4 of them. You got Moving Pictures, 2112, and Signals as well. And then Permanent Waves was the last one they did. I really doubt they're going to do any more, but I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. Speaking of Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, we got the vinyl version right here. Again, it's whited out. They really botched the cover of this though for their release. It's so much darker. Well, I'll show you the regular pressing here. Yeah, look how much darker that is. They really botched the cover art. That was a big complaint amongst the community that they had botched it. But again, still a beautiful pressing. Sounds great. And the number I got on this one is a low number. It's 410. I don't know how many of these they pressed though. I don't know if it was 5,000, maybe even less, maybe 1,000, 2,000. I don't know. Somebody leave something in the comments below if they know how many pressings there were. And then going back, this is the Canadian pressing, the Anthem Records pressing of the vinyl. Again, it's got the Dewey Defeats Truman cover. It's the Anthem pressing. Quick story on this. My wife and I, we went to the first Rush convention in Toronto ever, which was in 2001. And while I was up there, I was like, yeah, well, let me hit a record store. And I found this one. I had to have it, obviously. And I never even played it, man. I just kept it in the plastic. It's in like mint condition, pristine. But yeah, the Anthem Records version. The very first Rush convention in 2001 was in May. Toronto's a beautiful city. I don't think I had been there since I was a kid, so I didn't remember it, but it was a beautiful city. And got to meet Terry Brown and Donna Halper there. They were the guest speakers there, and it was really cool meeting them. So yeah, Permanent Waves Anthem pressing. I got a cool Rush Spirit of Radio, and it's a 12-inch promo. This was only issued to radio stations. It's got the date there. January 14th, 1980, when this album was released. To WDHA 105.5. It's stamped here too. And I remember getting this at a record show, and it wasn't until like a little later that I noticed the stamp on there. And I know quite a few of the DJs up at WDHA, and one time I talked to Curtis K, who's sadly no longer with us. He passed away last year, and I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Hey, well, it's probably a record that I actually spin myself." And he said that when he got rid of the vinyl, he just dumped the vinyl, and I think they gave it away to people and stuff like that. So I picked this up at a record convention. Glad I did. Really cool. And we got the 40th anniversary deluxe, super deluxe box set with the CDs and the vinyl and all the tour book and the books and all that stuff. I still have yet to rip this open, but I'm probably going to do it when I get off the air and check it out, give it a spin tonight. You've seen unboxing videos already of this, probably on the tube, so really no need for me to do it. And what Permanent Waves means to me was the first Rush album I ever heard, technically. Probably, I would say about 1982. I was 10 years old, and there was a station in New York called WPLJ. They were a rock station, and they used to play album sides. And I used to tape the album sides off the radio. As a 10-year-old, I didn't have money to really go out and buy albums and stuff, and I didn't really ask my parents for anything yet, unless they gave me something for Christmas or something like that. But they played side one of Permanent Waves on the radio, and I taped it, not knowing who it was by. I didn't know Rush. I didn't know who this band was, and I just listened to side one, which is Spirit of Radio, Free Will, Jacob's Ladder. And I listened to it over and over, and my 10-year-old mind was blown. I was so intrigued by it, the music, the lyrics. As a 10-year-old, I didn't really understand the lyrics yet, but I don't know, it was just the combination of everything that really just kind of intrigued me. And for a while, I didn't know who this band was, and then come to hear Spirit of Radio again on the radio, and heard the name Rush introduced by the DJ, and went out, and actually the first Rush album I ever bought was Exit Stage Left, because it was a live album at the time, and it was a little bit of everything, so it was like buying the greatest hits. So I went for that, just to have a little bit of everything on my limited budget to buy anything, and bought that, and my Rush fandom started from there. And that was in 82, 83. So I was like 10, 11 years old. And, I mean, you only got 6 songs on this album, but there's not a note wasted on the album. You got Spirit of Radio. I mean, what else can you say? It was such a great opening song. It was a staple of their concert openers for years. Um, uh, Ironically, the song is about the commercialization of radio. How radio used to be free form, back in the day in the 60s and in the 70s. And then, program directors kind of took over and kind of the free form thing went out the window. Not everywhere, but mainly for mainstream radio. So lyrically, I mean, the song kind of slams the commercialization of radio. But it's such an upbeat song, you can't help but love it. Free Will, probably one of my favorite songs ever of all time. Lyrically, kind of slamming the religion. Not to get too much lyrical, philosophical about the lyrics, but I mean, that's like one of my all-time favorite Rush songs. Everything you ever, I think if it was one song I would give to somebody to say who is this band Rush, and like I want to hear something about it, I might probably give them Free Will. I mean, it's got the middle part where they're just going nuts, jamming. I mean, it's tied between that one and probably Xanadu for me. Jacob's Ladder, I mean, just an epic song. So glad they played it on the R40 tour. I finally got to hear it live. I was too young to see the Permanent Waves tour or the early 80s tours. So my first tour seeing Rush wasn't until a Presto tour in 1990. Was supposed to go to Hold Your Fire. At that time, I wanted to go already, and I asked somebody to get tickets, and they didn't end up getting them, so I didn't drive at that time, so I couldn't go by myself. So it wasn't until Presto I was driving already, and me and a couple of my friends went, saw 2 shows on that tour, Meadowlands and Nassau Coliseum. Flip the record over, you got Entre Nous. I mean, Entre Nous is like one of my favorite songs. I mean, it's one of those songs that really should have been a big hit, in my opinion. I mean, it's just so catchy and lyrically it's just so awesome. You got Different Strings. Different Strings, which is penned by Getty, actually. I think it may have been the last song penned by him. I think, well, we can go with Chemistry. I think Chemistry was penned by all 3 of them, but Different Strings, great song. And then last one, Natural Science. I mean, it's just unbelievable, that song. I mean, the playing, everything. It's just such an epic. And again, they played it on the last tour. I remember first seeing it when they came around on the Test for Echo tour, and they brought that one back after probably since playing it on the Permanent Waves tour. Just an epic song. I mean, they just played their asses off on that. But yeah, that's Permanent Waves. I mean, if I was going to pick a Desert Island disc, I mean, this one would probably be it. It's either really a tie between this one and Hemispheres for me, but I think I would go with this one. This album really was the bridge that gapped the epicness and the long songs of Hemispheres, Farewell to Kings, 2112, going into the 80s and writing a bit more concise, going into moving picture signals. This is really the bridge that got that going, writing shorter songs, but still 2 long songs on here, 2 epics, great epics on here. And really, it's like that has that middle ground. To me, that's just perfect. And I think I would really just take this one to the Desert Island. If I could only have one Rush album, a studio album, would be this one. So happy birthday, Permanent Waves. Happy 41st birthday. I hope you enjoy my video. Please subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Leave a comment below your thoughts on the album. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.